would like to welcome each and every one of you to the 22nd Annual Oktoberfest Weekend at Lee USA Speedway. My name is John Spence, joined by my partner Daryl Morley, and we're very pleased and happy to have back with us this weekend the former voice of Lee USA Speedway and the present-day voice of the Northeast Division Association, Mr. Peter Falcone. He's going to be sharing some microphone time up here with us. The lead car on the pole is going to be car number 78. That is Ashley Marshall, one of the outside invaders here. On the outside of the row, it'll be the number 08. That's going to be Chris Jacobson, one of our regulars here at Lee USA Speedway. Inside the next row, in the third starting spot, is going to be Jonathan Smith in the number 06, and outside the number 43 behind the wheel of that car. Well, we'll have to run a check on the number 43 as the green flag is over the speedway. First race of the afternoon here in the 22nd Annual Oktoberfest Weekend. And it is for the Roadrunners 4-cylinder division. And your first lap leader is going to be the number 78 car. That's going to be Marshall, the 06. Jonathan Smith goes to the bottom of the first corner and is going to exit the second turn with the lead as they make their way down the back straightaway. Reggie Brickford in the number 10 moves into second spot, getting underneath Marshall, and now is going to challenge for the lead as they work off the fourth corner and down the front straightaway. So the outsiders come in here in the opening race of the afternoon and challenge for the lead down the back straightaway. Brickford to the inside in the number 10. Right alongside Jonathan Smith, they go wheel to wheel. Brickford's got a good run off the corner and stays out in front down the front straightaway. Trying to hold off that number 06 as they go through the first and second turn. Lauren Smith moves to third in car number 41 as we're getting ready to go halfway in this opening event here this afternoon. 4 down, 4 to go. Car number 88, the Absolute Welding Emerson Kia car, is in the 5th spot, moves to the inside, challenges out of turn number 2 for the number 4 spot as they roar down that back straightaway through the 3rd and 4th turn. Reggie Brickford coming in here this weekend to the seacoast of New Hampshire to compete at the 22nd Annual Oktoberfest Weekend here at Lee USA Speedway. A very comfortable lead and margin down the front chute. Big lead enjoyed by car number 10. Lauren Smith in the 41. Kayer in the number 88, right up behind Smith, challenging for third. White flag over the speedway. One more lap to go. One more. Off the corner, your winner. The checkers over the speedway. Car number 10, Reggie Brickford, picks up the win. 06, Jonathan Smith finishing in second. Lauren Smith in the number 41 car. He checkers in the 3rd spot, the Suncook, New Hampshire driver. Rest of the field falling into position. Tim Paquette is in car number 93. Tim Boyle in car number 90. We have the number 24 also in the lineup. Here they come now for their heat race. Second of the afternoon. Green flag is out. James Fitzgerald driving the number 86 way high in that first and second turn. Gathers up his race car and continues down the back straightaway. And here comes your first lap leader. The number, we got action at turn number 4. 3 cars together, 3 cars separate, 3 cars continue. Down the front straightaway. The number 8, Edward LeClaire, involved and off the pace. Looks like he's got a mechanical issue going on. Debris falls off the number 8 and is right in that center groove in the second turn, and it's going to cause the caution to come over the speedway. So the Pinto enjoyed a comfortable, around goes the number 90 here, a la Joey Chidwood. Tim Boyle loops it out here right at the feet of Brian Callan. 22nd annual edition here, 22 years ago. We'll talk about that later on. Here they are, green flag. Anderson quickly goes to work on the outside of Lance Chapman. They go wheel to wheel out at turn number 2. Lunging down that back straightaway, coming to you in the checkered flag pub. In the turn number 3, they're still hooked up in a side-by-side race. Out of the corner, it'll be Chapman holding out of the top spot. Now we got a battle going on for the 3rd position. Car number 34, Justin Trombley on the bottom. And he moves into the number 3 position, the 90 car. Tim Boyle follows. Boyle rockets into the 4th position in car number 90. Nose to tail off the turn. Out of the corner, the rest of the field here. Down the front straightaway. Brandon Warren in car number 94 is running in the 5th position here. Brian ready to cross the flags on the flag stand. We are halfway in heat number 2. 4 laps remain. The 34 car holding on to that 3rd spot, Justin Trombley. And the number 94 car, Brandon Warren, as the number 90 blows off the pace. Slows big time out there in the back straightaway. Is he going to make it back to the pit area? Shoots to the high side to get out of harm's way to those competitors coming down the straightaway. What's he going to do? He's not going to be able to make it, and we are going to go yellow here. Give Matt LeBlanc the honors of dropping a caution flag over the Speedway. And we'll slow this one down, our 2nd heat race. Here they come. Green flag over the Speedway. Back to racing we go. Heat number 2 for the Mini Cups Road. The Road Runners. Mini Cups are next. Road Runners and the 4 cylinders. Hurtling down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Good battle going on for the 3rd spot. Brandon Warren trying to hook it up on the outside as they go into the number 1 corner. Right in tight behind Justin Trombley in the number 34. So far the outsiders have reigned supreme here in the opening 2 events. White flag up. Car 63, Jim Carley in 5th spot. The checkered flag ready to be draped over the Speedway, and the win will go to Lance Chapman. Chapman will win it. Anderson 2nd. 3rd will go to the 34. Justin Trombley. 4th spot to car number 94, Brandon Warren. And the number 63, Jim Carley. We've had some entries come in here after we made our trek up here to the tower as they get ready to go to green. Here they come out of the corner. Green flag. Rumbling down into the corner, and this is where it's the best, is in the opening lap here as they dice for position and battle side by side down the back straightaway. Who is going to be the first lap leader? We're going to find out. It'll be the number 12 car. The number 12, Travis Wright, doing it right here in the opening laps. Osborne out there taking on everybody in that lineup except Tangway's an outsider, and Rollins, of course. So you got 3 USA Speedway regulars in the field. And right now, Billy Osborne is making a bid for the number 2 spot with Pat Tangway right behind him in the number 79. However, he's being challenged for the position there as they got a good battle coming off the corner. The white number 99. Look at that good race out of turn number 2. Tangway. He's got his hands full. He's on the bottom. And he's racing hard with that number 65 car. Norman Brooks. Whoa! We got some contact here. Look at the slide going on. Right back out onto the asphalt. Come on, Bo. Get it rolling there, Sonny. Yellow. Yellow flag, and the car goes. And just step on over and see Kathy Chandler at the display over there, and she'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you may have. Many of those videos going for $10. Great stocking stuffers. Back under green, the field here at the halfway mark. 4 down, 4 to go. Osborne in right, hooked up at a good one going into turn number 3. Look at Tangway fill the bottom of the number 4 corner. Puts the nose underneath the 55. Tries to find the opportunity down low going into turn number 1, and he will come away with the number 2 spot. Osborne fights back. They're all bunched together heading down that back straightaway. Boy, I'm impressed with these outsiders getting around the 3/8 mile. USA Speedway, we have got 2 laps to go. 2 to go for Travis Wright in the number 12, Tangway, and then the number 47 sitting in that 3rd spot. As Sohm slows on the back straightaway in car number 56, Osborne got punted back to the 5th spot for all that. Here's the white flag, 1 more lap to go. Last lap, Sohm's way off the pace. Falls to the back end of the field as they get ready to put number 8 up on the 2nd turn scoreboard. And that means this one goes into the record books, and Travis Wright picks up the win. Wright wins it in car number 12, taking down the 3rd race.
And some speed. They may be small, but they are powerful, and they are ready to go racing. Pace car is off. And here they come for their 8-lap qualifying heat. Green is out. Side by side down into turn number 1. That's Jerry Phillips, the pole sitter, being dogged by Bobby Pryor. Side by side for the lead on the backstretch. Let's see which groove is going to work best. It looks like the inside groove is on the move, and that allows Jerry Phillips to get out into the lead in the Home Depot number 20. Here comes the number 83. Quickly down on the inside, Frank Perry goes to 2nd, and now the battle for 3rd. The outside pole sitter, Bobby Pryor, trying to hold on as he's stuck in that outside groove in the number 2. John Roach goes to 3rd in the number 3. And Pryor back to the 4th spot in the number 2, but the lead belongs to Jerry Phillips out of Herman, Maine in the number 20. Continues to show the way around. Straight line of mini cup cars. These are 13 horsepower Honda motors, fully suspended. Drivers range in age from 15 years and up. And they race this mini cup tour all over New England. And they're showing their stuff this afternoon here at Lee USA Speedway. Just halfway through their qualifying event. And Jerry Phillips continues to lead. Frank Perry runs 2nd. John Roach still in the 3rd spot. Bobby Pryor, the outside pole sitter, holds on to 4th, and the 31 of Mike Crawford runs 5th with 2 laps to go this time. Two to go, and it looks like Jerry Phillips got him handled, a several car length lead. Over that 83 of Frank Perry, they'll go into the white flag this time. And just a lap left. Now the 31 of Mike Crawford being shuffled back a few spots. That's the race from 4th on back, as they'll come to the checkered flag this time. And Jerry Phillips will win it in the number 20. Frank Perry finishes 2nd. John Roach for 3rd. Bobby Pryor holds on for the 4th spot.
And I do not see the number 11 out there, so no 11 for heat race number 1. 5 cars will start. Green flag! Side by side, they work their way out of turn number 2, now single file down the backstretch. Peralt took a peek to the inside of the number 26 of Perry. Nothing doing. Tinker is your race leader. Locke sits in second, but here comes the champ. Driver with number 39, Whitcomb. 2 laps in the books. Jeffrey Locke looks to the high side on Tinker, couldn't get the run. Ben Tinker will keep that 19 locked down to the inside through the corners. He's going to have to force Jeffrey Locke to pass him on the high side. No problem, says Locke. While your leaders duke it out, take a look and see. That third place driver is tracking them down. Here's Locke to the outside. Battle for the top spot. The battle is over. Jeffrey Locke, your new race leader. Halfway home, 5 down, 5 to go for the small block super modifieds, our very own winged warriors here at Lee USA Speedway. It's Locke, Tinker, followed by Whitcomb and the number 28 of Peralt. Already lost Bill Perry in this one. Perry's pulled it down to the infield. Two more laps to go. Locke still your leader, trying to pull away, trying to build up a commanding lead, and he's got one right now. White flag flies. Here's your leader on a turn number 4. Checkers flag. Jeffrey Locke takes the win. Ben Tinker will take home second. Third for your track champion, Eddie Whitcomb Jr. And fourth will go to the number 28 of Leo Peralt. 30 laps. 3-0. 30 laps the feature for the small block supers tomorrow afternoon. Remember, racing action starts at noon. Side by side, we get set to go. Front row looks, green flag flies, and we're racing! Wheel to wheel for second spot. Dan Lane picks up spot number 2 from Kristen Gaff. Already checking out on the field is Dan Bowes. It's Bowes, Lane, Gaff, followed by Natishan and Kenny as they cross the stripe. Dan Bowes was the fastest in practice. We'll see what the rest of this field has for the Georgetown Jet this afternoon. Bowes, your leader. Lane trying to track him down. Lane, a rookie, as the yellow flag comes out. Gaff going across the grass. So Kristen Gaff visits the grassy area on the front stretch. And it looks like that motor may have expired on Kristen Gaff. Hopefully they can get it fixed up and get back out here for the feature tomorrow afternoon. This team has plugged hard all season long. We'll once again line these drivers up side by side. Bowes on the inside, Lane on the outside. Your front row getting set to go back to green flag racing. Bowes once again jumps out to the early lead. The Georgetown Jet is on target here this afternoon. Lane will try to track him down in the corners. Lane faster getting in, Bowes faster coming out. Bit of a mistake in turn number 2 for Dan Lane. That will cost him, and it may very well cost him the opportunity to win this heat race. If you make even a single mistake against a competitor like Dan Bowes, the Georgetown Jet, you can pretty much write it off. Bowes, not known for making a lot of mistakes. Halfway home, Lane still within striking distance of Bowes. a good look at the back bumper, the back Nerf bar system for Dan Bowes. Lane will look to the inside down the front stretch. Didn't have the run into 1. He'll try it again into 3. Lost some momentum out of 2 that time. He lost some ground to Bowes. 2 more laps to go here in this one. It's Bowes and Lane. Natition, very loose, may have a tire going down. White flag, last trip around the racetrack. There's your leader through turns 3 and 4. Checkered flag in the air. Bowes will take home the win. Second will go to Dan Lane. Third will go to the 55 of Mike Natition. Scott Ketty retires from the race a little bit early. He'll get 4th place, and 5th will go to Christian Gath.
Inside the next row, it'll be the number 11 car, and that's going to be Steve Johnson. And on the outside, we've got, looks like the number 80 car. Getting ready to go green, and here they come. Car number 10, Wayne Corey. Down into turn number 1, we got a 3-wide battle going into the corner. Johnson loose, down the back straightaway. Ather leads the field into turn number 3. Seredinsky works the outside, goes way high in the 0-1. Palin Melvin. Down the back straightaway, car number 10, Wayne Corey. Whoa, the number 80 in trouble into the concrete. Right up into the concrete. Car number 77 is also involved over there. That's the Lee Speedway's Dan Eaton from Kingston. And the 80 car with flat tire down on the left rear and some tail damage to the number 80 car gone into the pit area. Big welcome to him, and welcome to all those that have ventured here to the seacoast of New Hampshire for the weekend to participate in the 22nd annual event. Here they come for the restart. Brian throws the green. Back to racing we go. Heat number 1, Grant Ather had a sensational season here at Lee USA Speedway. Always tough, always a charger, and a guy that you really can factor in at any given time to win here at the Speedway. He is in car number 7 outs. Steve Johnson right up behind Paul Palin as they work into the number 1 corner. Dan Eaton and Scott Seredinsky battling side by side in the back straightaway. Corey in tight in the 10 car, right up behind Eaton as they go into the turn. And then car number 62, Ryan Robinson, trying to get into the thick of things there and get into that scramble for position. Some great racing going on behind Paul Palin. He can hear it back there. They're right up behind him going into turn number 3. Corey sets up on the outside. Looks to go to the outside of Dan Eaton on the front straightaway. He'll tuck it right up alongside, drive it in hard going into turn number 1. Johnson on the bottom of 2 as they go wheel to wheel down the back straightaway with Seredinsky in the 0-1. We are halfway. Ather, Bobby Melvin, and Palin with a ton of pressure. Johnson on the inside. Eaton right in behind the number 11 car. Drops to the bottom of that first corner. We're in challenges with Corey and comes away the victor in that little battle out of turn number 2. Oh, that's a good battle for position behind Paul Palin. Here comes Steve Johnson to the inside. Johnson making a strong run down low going into the corner. And the fire captain is going to go to 3rd. He's got lights and sirens on. He's on the move. Out of turn number 2, Johnson the 3rd. Dan Eaton's got a good run going in the 77. And then Wayne Corey. Palin's dropped back. Falls into position between the 10 and the 0-1 car as we're going to get the 2 to go indicator from the flag stand. 2 more to go in the first heat race for the late model sportsman Super Street Division. The Lane's Auto Body number 10 car, Wayne Corey on the outside of Dan Eaton, challenging for that spot. Great racing going on for a good finish here. White flag, Grant Ather, Melvin 2nd, Johnson 3rd, but the battle is for the 4th spot between Dan Eaton and Wayne Corey. Dan Eaton trying to hold off the outside entry. Wayne Corey. Corey's going to try the inside out of the turn. They nudge a little bit. Loosened up Eaton, and then goes Corey by on the outside. Corey, as the checkers have waved. Grant Atha wins it. Melvin. Oh, we got trouble over there. Palin around in turn number 4. Steve Johnson finished in 3rd. Wayne Corey and Dan Eaton. Then Dan Eaton goes up and says to Wayne Corey, "Hey, what did you do that for? Take this back, will you?" Right into the back of the number 10 when Dan Eaton.
Correction on that driver of the 27, Wayne Hallowell Jr. in the number 27. All right, here they come for the start. Green is out. That's the 22 of Mike O'Connor, the pole sitter. He's got plenty of company, looking 3 wide into turn number 3. But the 20 thinks twice about that and backs out. Look at this side by side for the lead. 22 and 84 touch through that first and second turn. 84 moving to the lead. From the outside, dirt tracking out of turn 4. 3 wide action again. Ricky Bly in that number 20 trying to make it stick down on the inside and can't. 84 doing it the hard way up on the outside. They are loose through that third and fourth turn. Scott Zielinski in the number 84. The big lead out there. Zielinski in the 84. Then the number 20, Bly runs in the second spot as we come to the cross flags halfway. Zielinski the leader, the number 20. Ricky Bly runs second. And the 29, Bobby Chartier runs in the third spot. 1, 2, and 3 through that first and second turn and on down the backstretch. Zielinski seems to have him covered with that number 84, well out in front. Bly for second. And Chartier still continues to run third in the number 29. They'll come with 2 laps to go this time. 2 to go. About to come into some lap traffic, but I don't think that'll slow down Zielinski. As he gets the white flag and just a lap to go. Bly for second, Chartier for third, Jay Coulter running in the fourth spot in the number 17. And the 27 of Wayne Hallowell Jr. as he'll come to the checkered flag this time. Zielinski will win it. Bly for second, Chartier for third, Jay Coulter will finish fourth, Wayne Hallowell Jr. in the fifth spot. And our pole sitter, Mike O'Connor, will finish 6th in the number 22.
Well, she at 39 actually on the outside of Wilk. That 39 is Michael Lena. So Lena will pull up outside of row number 3. Green flag for heat race number 3. 3 wide on a turn number 2. Bobby Glass way off the pace. And around goes the 17 car. That's Jay Coulter. Around off the backstretch. Bobby Glass will pull off the track. Looks like a flat left rear tire for the number 24. Yellow flag flies for the number 17. Around on the backstretch. And as my good friend John Spence would say, yellow flies, Carl start. He's kept to carrying a yellow handkerchief. Reason being, if it won't start, wave it over, it'll start by itself. Green flag flies, we're back underway. Aberly and Renfrew side by side, working their way now on a turn number 2. They head down the backstretch. Renfrew on the high side. Now we'll try to get it down to the inside, but the 15 of Chris Wilk already there. Wilk makes some room for Renfrew as they work down the front stretch. 3 heats will set the field for 1 feature tomorrow. We are going to pack this racetrack with cars all day long tomorrow afternoon. The action starts at noontime. Aberly out to a huge lead over Renfrew. Grant Ather breaking the seal for our regular competitors, winning the heat races, and Aberly will try to follow suit. It's Aberly followed by Renfrew and the number 15 of Wilk. Apologies, that's Sparky. That's Sparky McIver in the 00, not Jimmy Renfrew. Two more laps to go. 2 laps remain here in this one, and Aberly has a huge lead. White flag flies. Aberly, your leader. McIver sits in second spot. Third is the 15 of Wilk. Nice battle for that number 2 spot. Also a 3-way battle for the 5th spot. No battle at all for the number 1 spot. Here's your race winner, Lee USA regular Kevin Aberly. McIver comes home second. Third will go to Wilk. Fourth belongs to the number 97 of Dave Rennick.
And on the outside, Sean Boudreau, a second-generation racer himself. He is driving the number 1 car from Claremont. And Todd Owen out of Summers, Connecticut in the 11. John Spence Jr. ready to turn him loose. We got thunder out of 4. Ground-pounding modifieds for 12 laps to establish the starting lineup for tomorrow afternoon's 100-lapper. Blasting down the back straightaway, Jimmy Dolan is going to be the first lap leader. Chris Wenzel goes to the inside of Mike Douglas as they work nerf bar to nerf bar down the front straightaway. Holyoke's Wenzel with Douglas fighting back on the outside. Douglas trying to make it stick up top in car number 23. The top 6 to qualify. The top 6 will qualify into tomorrow's race. Peter Jarvis, right alongside his brother, drives it in hard into turn number 1. Out of turn, they battle down the back straightaway. Dwight fights back. Peter on the outside, goes to work on Mike Douglas on the outside of turn number 4. Mike Douglas loose off the corner and down into the infield in car number 23. Something amiss on Douglas's number 23. As the modifieds make their way down the back straightaway, we are going to go yellow. Something happened on car number 23, Mike Douglas Jr. coming to a stop on the end of the front straightaway, infield grass area. As these ground-pounding modifieds get ready to go back to work, Jimmy Dolan will bring him off that number 4 corner. John Spence waves him out of the corner. Green flag. Peter Jarvis fast by to the outside of the number 83, Wenzel. runs in that third spot, wheel to wheel down that back straightaway as they pound the pavement here at USA Speedway. Side by side out of the turn. The True Value Series, their qualifying heats have become legendary. This is what we are accustomed to on this series. Side-by-side racing for a starting spot at the halfway mark. 6 down, 6 to go. As Averly holds onto the spot, Dwight Jarvis, brother Peter battling for third. Pasteryak, Holyokes, Chris Wenzel, and Todd Owen. 6 will make it into the event. Who is going to be that driver to be left out of that batch here as they rumble down the back chute. Ready to come around to complete lap number 8. Look at the battle for the number 2 spot between Dolan and Jarvis. Pasteryak right on the backside of the number 28 car as they rumble into turn number 1. Peter Jarvis sticks the 9 New Hampshire underneath Pasteryak. Down the back chute they go. Dwight goes to the number 2 spot. Look at Dolan fight back on the inside. A great battle for the... Oh! Dolan got into Jarvis. We got cars skating all over the front straightaway, and tire contact was the result, and cars spinning all over the front straightaway the result. The initial cause was tire contact coming off turn number 4. Hopefully Jarvis will be able to get that back in action here tomorrow as John looks them over. Here they come. Green flag. Chris Pasteryak, the son of Charlie Pasteryak, the longtime NASCAR competitor, is going to challenge one of his Connecticut brethren for the lead here, the youngster Averly. This is for bragging rights in the Nutmeg State. And it'll be Pasteryak driving it in hard on the outside in turn number 1, and Chris comes away on top. Look at Dwight Jarvis. Look at the defending champion trying to get here to the front in the Nils Lundstedt number 28. 2 to go. 2 laps to go here. Wenzel and Todd Owen in the 11. Jimmy Dolan off the pace. White flag, lap number 11. Nose to tail going into turn number 1 here in heat number 1. It'll be the 15 Connecticut bringing it home. The Sunoco checkers are waved for Chris Pasteryak, Tom Averly, Dwight Jarvis, Holyokes, Chris Wenzel in the 83, and then it'll be the 11 car finishing in the 5th spot, Todd Owen and Jimmy Dolan in car number 69. Driving the Gary's Power, number 43, Kirk Alexander from Swansea, New Hampshire. Vinny Anarumo is in the number 12, Kenny White Jr., the 77, and David Royce. Out of the turn they come, green flag. Dockenhausen on the bottom with Daly Vaughan as they work off 2. Bateman settles to the outside of the number 70, Andy Seiss. And we've got Alexander and Hinckley, the 1-2 guys, in the point standings. Dockenhausen leads them strong into turn number 1. Ivanchin up high. Then it's Andy Seiss, Bateman, Hinckley, Alexander, David Royce. Nice to see David Royce back in action. Hauled in from the island. Andy Seiss pounds the pavement down the front straightaway, looks to the inside of Ivanchin. He elects at the second turn. He may have that second spot, but Ivanchin wants to hold on to it. Tries to hang tough on the outside out of turn number 4. Hinckley now is going to work over the outside of Bateman as they go into turn number 1. Let's try to make it work, make it stick off 2. Right alongside the 17 as they go Nerf bar to Nerf bar. Into turn number 3. Alexander follows. David right there behind Hinckley with Alexander right there too. Alexander crisscrosses on Bateman out of turn number 2. He'll go to the inside of the number 17. The 26-time winner will roll into the 5th spot. Again, keep in mind, it'll be the top 6 that'll make it into the event here tomorrow afternoon. So we'll keep an eye on the Alexander-Bateman battle. John crosses the flags. 6 down, 6 to go in heat number 2. Eddie Dockenhausen hold on to the top spot with Andy Seiss in second. Hinckley going after Ivanchin, trying to race him for the number 3 spot. David Royce and Kenny White Jr. Here's Hinckley to the inside of Ivanchin as they work off the number 2 turn. Alexander tries to stay within striking distance. He's right up tight behind him going into turn number 3. Ivanchin and Hinckley side by side on the front straightaway. Les Hinckley to the bottom. Winner here in October of 2006. Battling for the number 3 spot with Dale Ivanchin. Les right up behind. Andy Seiss here in the front straightaway. Seiss ran strong at Seekonk. In the number 70, the former Zach Sylvester modified. There's going to be 2 laps to go at the stripe. 2 to go. Andy Seiss and Dale Ivanchin having a battle for the number 3 spot. White flag, 1 to go. The race is for the 3rd spot here. Ivanchin in the Teddy Bear Pools car. Hangs out of the position here as Andy Seiss works the bottom of turn number 2. Here comes Kirk Alexander. He's going to run to the high side going into turn number 3. The Sunoco checkers to Eddie Dockenhausen. Second to Hinckley. Third to Ivanchin, Andy Seiss, and Kirk Alexander and Jack Bateman. Outside of the number 96, it'll be Russ Perry. Perry in the 96, and the field ready to go to work here. That is going to be the number 2 car down at the back of the field. It'll be Audrey Stevens. Green flag. Audrey Stevens, the second of 2 ladies in the field here today. She is in the Luke Royer number 2 car. Pounding the pavement down the back straightaway. You got Schofield trying to hold it down through the corner. Good enough running behind him as they work hard into that number 1 turn. Shelley Perry's going to go to the outside. Holdridge and Patnode down the back straightaway. Tommy Cravino again. They'll take the top 6 in this one here. Then it's Joe Doucette. Butch Perry in the number 96 car and Audrey Stevens in the 2. On the back straightaway, Holdridge trying to find the opportunity to the inside of Shelley Perry. Here comes Cravino to the inside of Patnode. They race side by side off turn number 4. Patnode and Cravino hooked up in a Nerf bar battle down the front straightaway. Top 6 to make it in. Good enough in hot pursuit of the leader, Schofield. Into turn number 3 by you folks in that 3rd quarter. Patnode and the number 25, Cravino. Here's good enough to the inside again. Holdridge sets up shop on the outside of Perry as they work into 3. Schofield and Rob Goodenough battling for the lead through the 1st and 2nd quarter. Down the back straightaway. Rumbling down that back chute. Flags are crossed here on the front straightaway. Oh, we got a couple of cars around. Shelley Perry, Tommy Cravino. Perry in the 76, Cravino in the number 25, and the caution is out here on the 5th go-around. As the field gets ready to rumble off turn number 4, pounding the pavement here in the Seacoast, and here they are, green flag. And it'll be good enough. Taking him out of turn number 2 with his Swansea counterpart, Todd Patnode. Right behind them, the car that Goodenough, or the team that Goodenough drove for in 2006. We're halfway. Brian Schofield in 3rd, Mike Holdridge, Butch Perry, and Joe Doucette. Holdridge battling Schofield. Schofield trying to hold that 0-7 down through the corners. Joe Doucette at Kilcoyne number 55 right now is in that 6th and final qualifying spot. Audrey Stevens knows it. She's trying to catch up. The leaders down the front chute. Here comes Holdridge to the inside. And Mike Holdridge will roll the number 0 car in the 3rd. 2 laps to go. 2 to go at the stripe. They'll see the white one the next time around. Heat number 3, ready to go into the record books. And There's the white flag. As they come around to finish it, the Sunoco checkers to Rob Goodenough, Todd Patnode, Mike Holdridge, fourth to Schofield, Butch Perry, and Joe Doucette makes it in car number 55, the sixth and final qualifying spot.
Inside of row number 3, not in his familiar colors, but that is your 2007 track champion, J.R. Burrill. He's in the number 2 here this afternoon. And not a good start. So we'll line him back up and get him ready to go. Mark Anzalone is in the 0-1. And a whole bunch of invaders, visiting drivers here to Lee USA Speedway, and we are happy to have them here for Oktoberfest. Green flag! Racer X way off the pace on the high side. He'll drop back several spots. Off to the outside of Mark Anzalone. Anzalone in the 0-1. .31 machine. That is Stephen Potter locks the brakes up in turn number 2. That's going to cost him some positions. And cost him a whole lot of track position as well. Your leader is Aaron Fellows. Fellows trying to run away with this first heat race for the late model division. Second spot, the number 20 of Chris Lyman. Up in third, J.R. Burrill. Burrill in the number 2 machine for the 2008 season. A lot of fans got concerned when they saw the for sale sign on the side of the number 77 at the end of the 2007 season. Reason being, J.R. Burrill already had a ride in the number 2 machine. Fellows closing in on the number 45 of Mike Melvin. Melvin will have to consider making some room for your race leaders as they are rapidly tracking him down. Move over flag shown to Melvin as Fellows is now involved in a nice battle with Chris Lyman. Lyman has been tracking Fellows down all race long. Now Lyman is there. They work their way by Melvin, closing lap of this one. 2 more laps to go. It's Fellows and Lyman, followed by Burrill and the number 77 of Lenardi. Lyman will have one more shot at Fellows. Last time down the backstretch, Fellows has a good run into turn number 3. Right by the checkered flag pub. Lyman will try to find a run to the inside. Not going to happen. Fellows takes home the win. Second goes to Lyman. Third to Burrill. Fourth will go to Lenardi. Fifth will go to Anzalone. Sixth to Racer X. Seventh will go to Fiskus. Eighth will go to Stephen Potter. Ninth, one lap down, will be the number 45 of Mike Melvin.
Heat number 2 for the late models on a beautiful Oktoberfest weekend here at Lee USA Speedway. Here they come. Green is out. And Watson goes to the lead from the pole position. Goss goes to second. Lebrec on the move in the number 24. Here's Jeff Lebrec down on the inside of Larry Goss. That's the battle for second spot. They just touch into turn number 1. Lebrec with the hammer down on the backstretch takes over the second spot. Goss goes to third. Tom Fuller is fourth in the 14. Watson the leader. Lebrecht runs second. Larry Goss is third. Tom Fuller is fourth. And Dave Verrill in the number 56. Out there in the fifth spot. Kyle Casper in the number 7. Runs sixth. Right now, Watson with a comfortable lead off the fourth turn and across the stripe. Lebrecht all by himself in second spot. Then Larry Goss in the number 6, followed by Tom Fuller in the 14. They'll come to the cross flags this time. And halfway through, heat number 2 for the late models. Lebrecht trying to close on Watson, the early leader. Those two have checked out from the rest of the field. Larry Goss a little loose in that number 6. As now Tom Fuller running in the 4th spot in the 14 has his hands full with the 56. Working the outside of him. Fuller in the 14 and Dave Verrill in the 56. That is the battle for 4th. 2 laps to go this time by. Larry Goss in the 6 is third. Then Tom Fuller and Verrill diced it out for that 4th spot. Now a challenge for the lead up front. Off the second turn and down the backstretch. Here's Jeff Lebrecht trying it the hard way. Up on the outside, looking to take the win. On the outside of Watson. Side by side to the finish line. Here they come. Watson by a nose. Lebrecht for second. Larry Goss will finish third. Verrill will finish in the 4th spot. Tom Fuller 5th in the 14. And Kyle Casper in the number 7 will finish 6th.
Owen Remick in the number 21 machine. Outside of Remick is now the green flag flies. The 00 of Brian Kruzchek. 94 of Doug Dawkins. As Miles Chipman does start at the back of the pack. The late models rolling into turn number 3. On to turn number 4, Ricky Wolf howls into the top spot. It's Wolf, followed by Canny, and then Bodwell, we believe, the 73. 3 regulars up at the front of the pack in the late models. Canny falling off from Ricky Wolf just a little bit. Wolf is on a rail here this afternoon. Looking to the inside is Latimer in the number 11. We believe that's the 11 of Latimer. We'll double check this time by. Looks like an 11, but it might be a Rhode Island version of a 17. If it is, it's Yanasi. That's actually a V. Vanassi, the number 17. It is a 17. On the inside of Bodwell, they're side by side on a turn number 4. Vanassi and Bodwell having a great battle. All of this action happening about a straightaway behind your leader, Ricky Wolf. 2 more laps to go for Wolf. Hobby Stocks, Strictly Stocks are the next on the track. Hobby Stocks and Strictly Stocks are the next division out. Vanassi around on the backstretch. White flag flies. Bodwell will find his way around Katrina Canny. Nobody, and I mean nobody, will catch Rocky Wolf. Wolf takes the win. Second goes to Bodwell. Third to Canny. Fourth will go to Khrushchev. Fifth will go to the number 91, our first invading driver in this field, and we do not have a name.
You know, earlier John Spence talking about all the bugs out today. We just were visited by a wild sparrow here in the booth, but luckily he took off before the race began, and the green flag is out. We're underway. Hobby stock heat number 1, side by side to that first and second turn and down the backstretch. 55, Robbie Robinson up on the outside. And the number 2 of Hans Meyer goes to the point from the pole position. Also on the move, the number 57 of Pete Evans. Evans down on the inside goes to second spot. Correction, that's a 59 as we got trouble up in the fourth turn. 0-2 almost catches the wall down on the inside. Correction, we're calling it 57. That's actually the number 59 of Dave Marcotte that was moved into the second spot. We got several cars involved here out of turn 4. The 03 is able to pull away. Linwood Cowan. Scoreboard shows 2 laps complete. Here they come. Green is out. Look at this 3-wide action down the front stretch. Ron Washburn thinks twice about that and ducks it back in behind Hans Meyer in the number 2. Meanwhile, Dave Marcotte in the number 59 that looks like a 57. He's out in front, dirt tracking it out of turn 4. And so is the number 19. Matt Thomas in the number 19 goes to the second spot. Hans Meyer is third. Washburn is fourth in the 49. Coming to the cross flags, halfway through heat number 1. Marcotte, the leader, but pushes up between the first and second turn. Tries to bring it back down, makes contact with Thomas. Oh, Thomas catches the back. Or rather, Marcotte catches the back of the 19, spins him around. Looks like everybody's going to keep going. Marcotte still stopped down on the bottom of the racetrack. Hans Meyer is the one that made out on that in the number 2. Now the caution flag will fly.
$20. Dave Septic will be here between 8 and 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. There you go.
Set for the restart. Green is out. And the hammer's down as they head into turn number 1. And oh, there goes the 09 in a little too hard. And he's dropped kicked back a few spots. Hans Meyer continues to lead in the number 2. Here comes Ron Washburn in the 49. 2 laps to go this time. 2 to go. Meyer continues to lead, but Washburn's all over the back bumper as they head down the backstretch. On the move is the number 19, Matt Thomas. Matt Thomas trying to get back up in the front. He goes to third in the number 19. Less than a lap now as Washburn again knocking on the back door. And here comes Thomas. Thomas drives deep into turn number 3. Down underneath Washburn. That's the battle for second. Hans Meyer will win it. Look at Thomas for second. Washburn third. The 14 of Dave Brannon finishes in the 4th spot, and 5th goes to the 55 of Robbie Robinson. So Hans Meyer holds on to win it, but I'll tell you, Matt Thomas was on the move. He was involved in that little skirmish that brought out the caution flag.
behalf of my broadcast partners here in the tower, Daryl Morley and my good friend Pete Falcone, this is John Spence welcoming you to the 22nd annual Oktoberfest weekend at New Hampshire Center of Speed. 600 horsepower ground-pounding modified. Here we go! Modified action, green flag from Stephanie. Nicely done, Stephanie. The modifieds are under power down the back straightaway. Sean Boudreau leads them into turn number one. This is going to be for starting spots in the 100-lap feature here this afternoon. Boudreau pushed up a little bit going into turn number one that time, but he gathered it up between 1 and 2 and holds on to the lead. Second generation racer, the son of Ernie Boudreau, a longtime modified competitor here in New Hampshire. Tommy Cravino in the Gary Casella number 25, Precious Royce for the number 2 spot. Then it's Mike Douglas, Vinny Anarumo moves up into the 5th spot in car number 12. Mike Douglas Jr., a former hobby stock racer here at Lee, USA. Running in the family-owned number 23 modified. Boy, Cravino's all over David Roy's going down the front straightaway. Right on his rear bumper as they powered down the front chute. Now the number 25 is going to try to set up shop on the outside, going through 3 and 4. Roy's in the Meads. Number 79 holds him at bay. Cravino saw the opportunity to go underneath him in between 1 and 2, and he moves into the 2nd spot. So Tommy Cravino in the number 25, a great run a few weeks ago at Thompson, is in the 2nd spot, setting his sights on the leader, Sean Boudreau. We're going to be halfway. It's a 15-lap race, 15-lap consolation event, and there's the number 1 car taking a halfway sign. Out here on the front straightaway, Cravino's right up behind Boudreau, and suddenly this has become a race. Cravino right up behind the number 1 car. Off turn number 4, they nose to tail. Roy's back in 3rd. Mike Douglas right there behind him as they work into the number 1 corner. Cravino took another peek out of turn number 2 to the inside, and Boudreau was able to outmotor him down the straightaway. Now here comes Cravino again. To the inside, nothing doing as Boudreau holds him off. Here goes Cravino to the inside. We're going to have a drag race out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Oh, what a good run here in the consolation round. There's going to be 5 laps to go, and Cravino takes over the lead. 5 to go. Here comes Mike Douglas to the outside of David Royce for 3rd. Douglas trying to make it stick up top, going through the 1st and 2nd corner. Lays it on heavy down the back straightaway. Right alongside Royce going into turn number 3. Cravino leading it. And Mike Douglas gets by David Royce, and he moves in the 3rd spot in the 15-lap consolation event. So there you have it. Tommy Cravino continuing to set the pace here with number 12 flicking up on the scoreboard, lap number 12. 2.5 laps remaining here as Cravino easily leads the field down the back chute. There's going to be 2 laps to go out here at the flag stand. 2 to go. Shelley Perry in the former Peter Daniels modified in car number 76. Kenny White in the 77, Luke Roya or Audrey Stevens in the number 2. White flag out, 1 more to go. Last lap, 15-lap consi. And the Sunoco checkered flag will go to Tommy Cravino. Cravino winning it. Sean Boudreau, Mike Douglas, David Roy, Shelley Perry, the top 5. Kenny White Jr. and Audrey Stevens coming around off turn number 4 to take the checkered flag. Travis Wright is in the number 12, looked strong here yesterday. Lance Chapman in the number 64 as the pace car leaves the speedway, and here they come. 20-lap feature, green flag. Reggie Brickford was strong yesterday in car number 10. How about that? They made it through the first and second corner unscathed. No problem there. It'll be Matt Anderson leading lap number 1. Anderson leads it. Pat Tangway, Travis Wright, got some good racing going on behind him. To the inside, Jonathan Smith. He goes down the back straightaway on the bottom of the asphalt out there on the inside of Brickman as they rumble out of turn number 4. Justin Trombley's in the number 34. A little puff of smoke coming out of the number 64 car. That's Lance Chapman. No harm done here. Whoa, we got a car up against the wall in turn number 2. It'll be the number 1 car. Slow, creeping along on the concrete over there. Come on, little doggy. Move along, move along. There he goes. Trying to make it back toward the pit area in that little yellow car on the back straightaway as the beat goes on in this one here. Anderson out in front. Pat Tangway, one of our Lee USA Speedway regulars. Campaigns here every Friday night. Now we're going to get a run from Bickford off the inside. Brickman to the inside and moves into the second spot. Chapman wants to follow with the number 64. Travis Wright in the number 12 car. Anderson's got a comfortable lead. There goes the 64 Chapman to the inside of Tangway. And he moves up to the inside now with the number 10. He's boxed in behind traffic. Down the back straightaway, Wright and Tangway. Hooked up in a door-to-door battle going in to turn number 3. Good racing. Look at the action coming off turn number 4. Lauren Smith right up behind Trombley. Smith in the yellow and red number 41. Then you got Ronnie Rixham, the Thompson Speedway standoff. He's driving car number 47. And the 88 car, Emerson Kayer. Kayer right behind Rixham. Slower cars move to the inside. Car number 93, Tim Paquette. Down to the bottom to let the faster cars go by. Opening race here. Opening feature race on Oktoberfest weekend. It is for the Roadrunner 4-cylinder division. As the leaders work their way through the back end of the field here. Here comes Anderson now up to the back end of the field. And the number 10 car, Reggie Brickman, can see that he has caught up to the back end of the field as he starts to close on Anderson. This could get interesting here. Car number 64, Lance Chapman, right there behind. In that number 64, he got by the number 10 and moves right up onto the outside of Anderson. We got a battle now for the lead here at the halfway mark. 3 wide out of the corner. And Chapman in the number 64, Pinto, challenging the number 49, Anderson. He got by. Oh, look at Anderson to the inside. Down the back straightaway. Great action here in Lee. And the 64 car, Chapman, he ends up on top as they go into turn number 3. Nice move. Lance Chapman. Look at that car finding its way around those corners, through the traffic, inside and outside, and continuing to be the leader here with lap number 12 ready to go up on the scoreboard. 8 laps to go. Great run here. Anderson second. Third is the number 10, Reggie Brickford. Travis Wright is in the number 12 car. And these outsiders have really run strong here all weekend. That's been the case here over the last few seasons with the Roadrunner 4-cylinders. The outsiders have always fared well here at Lee USA. The number 56, Dan Sohm, slows on the back straightaway. Still under his own power, making his way toward the pit gate. And look at the traffic off of turn number 2. I'll tell you, I am impressed. These guys have run very, very well here. Most of them are outsiders, and they have fared very, very well here on the 3/8 mile Lee USA Speedway. Anderson closing on Chapman. Soames can't make it to the pit, and the caution is out. So the first caution flag comes out for Dan Soames, car number 56, creeping to a halt a few feet from the entrance to the pit area. And he has just stalled over there in front of the checkered flag pub. and a push truck is in position to shove him back into the pit area. So a very unfortunate situation for the race leader. Anderson re-inherits the spot. He had it early on until he was reeled in by Chapman as Brian gets ready to turn him loose out here in the front straightaway. Here's your green flag, back to racing. Does Reggie Brickford have anything for Anderson? He just might. Right up behind him going into turn number 3. Travis Wright watches it from the number 12 car. And behind them we've got Tangway going around. Joe Rogers, no relation to Roy. He is involved in car number 77. And our second caution is out. We got debris involved over there. We had another car that skated in there and became a factor, was involved. Right into the side of Pat Tangway. Tangway ran to the top of this field here at the drop of the green and faded rather quickly. Matt Anderson. No, I guess we're not going to be side by side. I was kind of questioning that myself. Here we go. Green flag. Anderson leads them down the back straightaway with Reggie Brickford. Travis Wright in third spot. Car number 34 running in the fourth position on the speedway. Justin Trombley as the number 97 slows in the back chute. That's been the spot to slow down. We've got a car on the back straightaway. Yellow flag. Here we go, back to green to finish it. 17 laps on the board. Brickford trying to reel in Anderson and go after him for the lead. Travis Wright runs in third, Trombley, and then the 06 car. That's Jonathan Smith. Your top 5 are all outsiders. 2 to go. Of course, we have seen Matt Anderson on a somewhat of a regular basis here in the past. We just have not seen him on Friday night racing here at Lee. But we are familiar with Matt Anderson. The white flag out. 1 more to go. The opening race for the afternoon here. All features all the time here on a sunny Sunday afternoon. And the first winner of the day will be Matt Anderson, with a very close Reggie Brickford right behind him. Travis Wright finishes in third, a smoking Justin Trombley in car number 34. And the 06, that's Jonathan Smith rounding out the top 5. There he is. How about a nice hand for our Roadrunner 4-cylinder division winner, Matt Anderson. Let's go trackside to Darrell Morley.
Matt Anderson, normal competitor down at Cannon Fair Speedway. You come here to Lee, and our buddy John Spence was quite familiar with you. I think I know why. It's because you're just flat out fast, man.
Wow, I love this place. It's just identical to Canaan, but walls all the way around. I got to thank Lee USA Speedway, the fans. I couldn't do it without Christina, Pete, Mom, Jim, Nottingham Fuels, PixelPerfectWeb.com. Got to thank RSP Chassis. Looking forward to running an ACT car next year for a couple races. Got to thank everybody. Thank you.
All right, there you go. Matt Anderson takes home the 4-cylinder win.
They can really get going around this racetrack, which can be thrilling for us and doubly thrilling for them. They're coming for the green flag for 20 laps. Green is out. Side by side for the lead, Jerry Phillips and Frank Perry in the 83. Perry hangs tough up on the outside down the backstretch. That is the race for the lead. John Roach right in there as well in the number 3. Give the advantage to the inside row as Jerry Phillips starts to open up a 2-car length lead. Here comes Roach down on the inside now of Perry. Side by side on the backstretch into turn 3. Frank Perry trying to make a move back up on the outside by a nose at the line for that second spot. Roach runs 3rd, and Brett Culleton in the 4th spot in that number 61, and then Bobby Pryor in the number 2. The Tony Stewart look-alike Mini Cup car, number 20, continues to lead Jerry Phillips. Could this be an indication of how Stewart will do himself this afternoon when the Nextel Cup cars go into action?
No.
He is out in front. Now with a 5-car length lead, the 83 running in that 2nd spot. Frank Perry. Then John Roach running 3rd in the number 3. The 61. Brett Culleton running in the 4th spot in a pretty good battle for 5th now as the number 5 of Jake LeBrec works the outside of the number 2 of John Roach. LeBrec tucks it into the 5th spot in the number 5 and looking for more. Meanwhile, Jerry Phillips continues to take the short way around, slips to the high side out of turn 2, and loses a couple of car lengths to the 83 of Frank Perry. Perry trying to close that gap on the lead. Meanwhile, LeBrec continues on the move in the number 5. Looks to the inside of John Roach. That's the race for 3rd. Here comes LeBrec down deep to that 3rd and 4th turn. Tucks it right up in front of Roach and takes over the 3rd spot. He'll give chase to the leaders now. Rochester, New Hampshire's Jake LeBrec in the number 5, trying to chase down the leaders. Jerry Phillips trying to find the short way around in the number 20. Then Perry, Frank Perry. Frankie Perry in the 83, trying to catch up to the leader. And Jake LeBrec trying to close them both in as we go to the cross flag. Halfway through. That time Phillips a little high out of turn 4. Allows Perry to close in. And with every lap, LeBrec gets a little closer in the number 5. This is about to become a 3-car race for the lead. Off the 4th turn. Here's Perry down on the inside in the race for the lead. Perry on the inside takes the lead away from Jerry Phillips. While the door is open, LeBrec will drive underneath. LeBrec working the inside to go to 2nd and once more. LeBrec in that number 5, sees the bottom lane open, makes a move on the front stretch, going for the lead. LeBrec motoring around the inside of the racetrack, takes the lead away in the number 5. Perry goes to 2nd, Jerry Phillips runs 3rd. Those 3 have quite a distance over the 4th place runner John Roach in the number 3. LeBrec continues to lead. Well out in front, Perry stays within striking distance, and Jerry Phillips in the number 20. Perry trying to come back, looks to the low side. LeBrec on the high side, and the lead goes back to Perry. Frankie Perry back to the point in the number 83. LeBrec settles for 2nd, and Phillips for 3rd. 5 laps to go. Here comes LeBrec again. Lots of power out of turn 2. Down on the inside, looking to take the lead away as he heads into 3. LeBrec back to the point. Perry for 2nd. And our early leader, Jerry Phillips, continues to watch from the third spot. Lebrecht back in front, but can he make it stick as the laps wind down? Perry with the slide out of turn 4. Frankie trying to gain some ground on Lebrecht. Meanwhile, Roach runs third, being challenged by Brett Culleton in the 61 now for that spot. Culleton going to the inside as they come to 2 laps to go. Give 4th spot to Brett Culleton in the 61. Roach back to 5th. And then the 31 of Mike Crawford now looking to gain a position here in the late stages of the race. White flag and just a lap to go. One lap left, one more shot for Frankie Perry. Looks like Lebrecht's got him covered as the checkered flag goes up and Jake Lebrecht wins it. Frankie Perry for second. Jerry Phillips finishes third. 4th to Brett Culleton. 5th to the 31 of Mike Crawford. 6th to John Roach in the number 3. Bobby Pryor finishes 7th in the number 2. Number 22 of Brian Mondo and the 56 of Tom McVeigh. As he doing the reverse victory lap now, bringing that number 5 out of turn number 1, back to the start-finish line. Jake Lebrecht out of the car. Let's give him a big round of applause as he really worked for that one. Had to come from the back and gets the lead. Let's go down to Darrell.
Well, thank you very much, Pete. Jake Lebrecht, you're following in some mighty strong footsteps, my good man. Your older brother, Jeff, is this his old car, by the way?
Actually, no, this is my car, because we used to run together, so I had to get my own.
Well, you gonna go out and get a late model soon and come out here and go door to door with him and Lee?
Yeah, hopefully. Things to come.
Well, tell us about the conditions out here. Obviously, a lot of drafting. Drafting was pretty important out here, wasn't it?
Yeah, this is with these little cars, this is like Talladega out here. It's huge.
All right, well, Jake Lebrecht takes home the Mini Cup win. Let's hear it. Your winner, Jake Lebrecht. Here they come by the Checkered Flag Pub, getting ready to unleash these beasts. Whitcomb moves to the pole. Green flag! Side by side down the backstretch. Bose looking to the outside of the number 19 machine. Bose, who won his heat race yesterday, trying to track down the track champion, the number 39 of Whitcomb. Your top 3 right now are big names in small block super modified racing. Whitcomb, your leader. Lane, a rookie this year, has definitely made a splash. And then Bose. He's been to victory lane in 2007 here at Lee USA Speedway. Side by side, Locke goes to the high side of Tinker, and Jeffrey Locke will pick up the 4th spot. Bouchard trying to work his way through this field as well. Very difficult to make your way to the front when you start at the back, especially when you've got some quick cars starting up towards the front. Guys like Whitcomb, Locke, guys like Lane and Bose, all of them up towards the front, and they will try to pull away. Looks like Kenny has pulled off the track, as has Barry. Kenny and Barry off the track right now. Late model sportsmen / super streets are up next here at Lee USA Speedway. Right now we've got a good 3-way battle building up for the 2nd spot on the track. Locke going to work on the number 25 of Bose. As Locke and Bose battle, will slow both cars down. Locke down through the dirt. Keeps it going the right way, but loses a lot of track position. As these drivers battle, they will slow both cars down. Neither car can use all of the asphalt available to them. When that happens, other cars will catch up or pull away depending on their relationship to the other vehicles on the track. 30 laps the distance for this feature race. Right now, Whitcomb in complete control. Whitcomb is your leader. Lane sits in second. Bose is third. Locke is fourth. Followed by Tinker in the number 19, the 28 of Peralt, and the 77 of Gaff. Natition goes one lap down. You notice these wings, they're not stationary wings. They are articulated wings as Locke brushes the backstretch wall. They are articulated wings, which means they will angle down and up. When they angle up, when they go into the corner, they want as much downforce as they can possibly get. Coming down the straightaways, those wings will flatten right out. The reason they want those wings to flatten out, when the wing is flat, less downforce, less drag, your car will go faster. These are high-tech racing machines. Boy, Locke is loose out of two. Four new tires for the small block super modified competitors. Tire dealers have made a killing this weekend. Now, I don't want to lay anything bad down on Whitcomb because he's one of my favorite guys. But that motor sounds a little bit sour as he goes down the front stretch. You've got to wonder what's happening with your race leader's motor. Around goes Lane. Lane goes around and into the outside wall. Looks like he lost a tire. And it looks like it may have been from contact with the number 37 of Locke. It's just a guess. I don't know for sure. But I can tell you that there's a piece of a wing outside of turn number 2. Lane has a flat tire, has turned it around, bounced it off the wall. Lane not a happy camper. And Locke is pulling into the infield pit area because he's got a damaged wing. 10 laps to go. Whitcomb and Bose side by side as they work through turns 3 and 4. Green flag! Bose powering hard on the outside. Drag race down the backstretch. Bose up high, Whitcomb down low. Whitcomb will drive that car in deeper than anybody. Bose drops down to second spot, but right there, still well within striking distance of Whitcomb. Kristen Gath off the pace out of turn number 2. We stay green flag. She gets it back fired up. It's Whitcomb and Bose, followed by Peralt. First time I have seen Peralt all year long. In the number 28. Have to try to find out where Peralt hails from and his home track would be or is. Wonder if Peralt is joining us for the 2008 season here at Lee USA Speedway. Whitcomb, your leader this time by. There will be 5 laps remaining in this one. 5 to go. Whitcomb, Bose, Peralt, followed by Tinker, Gath, Locke, and Natition. Small block, super modified action, as you will see every Friday night here at Lee USA Speedway. Award-winning videographer Bill Channel and Channel 1 Video has plenty of footage of the small block super modifieds, all in stock videos today. $10, 40% off this weekend. 40% off this weekend if you order before the fall of the last checkered flag. One more lap and we'll have our checkered flag. White flag flies for Eddie Whitcomb Jr. Checkers in the air, Whitcomb takes the win. Bose will take home second. Third will go to Peralt. Fourth to Gath, followed by Tinker, and the 37 of Locke, and the 55 of Natition. So as we've done so many times before, we will talk to your winner, Eddie Whitcomb Jr.
It has been a sensational season for Eddie Whitcomb Jr. Number 39, Small Block Super Modified race team here. The 2007 champion, Eddie Whitcomb Jr. exiting the number 39 Super to the rear. Daryl Morley is standing down here to the front of the car. We're going to go trackside and hear from Eddie Whitcomb Jr. Down to you, Daryl.
Thank you very much, John. Eddie Whitcomb Jr. may be somewhat soft-spoken throughout the year, but Eddie, you have a very loud right foot, my man. You are once again standing where we have stood several times throughout 2007, right here in Victory Lane. It's got to feel good to be back to finish out the season in grand fashion.
Yeah, it's definitely, I've always wanted to win Oktoberfest. What were you? This win's going out to Dave's mom, who we lost a few weeks ago, Marge Callahan. And I'm just happy to be here, and I'd like to say hi to troop number 53, Boy Scouts out of Methuen, Mass. And I'm just happy to win. Real happy.
Well, you bring out this magnificent machine once again for Oktoberfest. You put it in Victory Lane. What is this, 200, 300, 400 wins so far in 2007? We know you're coming back for the 2008 campaign. Any changes for 2008? Are you going to run with what got you to the dance here for 2007?
I don't know. Ask that guy. How you doing? I'd also like to thank Kenny from Lock Green here. He always helps us out one way or another and gets us to the track on Fridays.
Well, one of the things a lot of these fans might not realize is that, yes, you're all competitors out there on the racetrack, but you super modified drivers, you sort of run with a breed of your own. And anytime a super modified driver needs something, whether they're a competitor of yours or whether it's another driver at the track, if it's a super modified guy, it's a super modified, and you super drivers are always there to help out.
Yeah, it's definitely its own breed of competition. You know, every division's a little bit different in its own way, but these here are just awesome. They are really awesome.
Well, speaking of awesome, he's been that all season long. Let's hear it. Eddie Whitcomb Jr.
Sparky McIver in the 00. And Ricky Bly in the number 20. Set the turn loose. Green flag. Wheel to wheel, door to door, bumper to bumper through the first and second turn and down the backstretch. Here's Bly up on the outside in the number 20. Looking for that lead by a nose at the line over Sparky McIver. Bob Melvin for third in the number 91. And that 84 of Scott Zelensky. Zelensky up on the outside in that battle for second spot. Bly has gotten out into the lead. Meanwhile, a four-car race for second. Here's Zelensky up on the outside of the 84, trying to take that second spot away from McIver. And does. Zelensky goes to second. Now McIver dices it out with Bob Melvin in the race for the third spot. And Grant Aethier in the number 7. Leaders are on the backstretch through the third and fourth turn now. Bly in the number 20. Caution flag is out. Yellow is out. Debris. Blythe in the lead, and Scott Zelensky right alongside in the number 84. The battle for the lead will continue when the green drops from Brian Callen. Here they come. Green is out. And there's that battle for the lead on the backstretch. Zelensky on the outside, Bly on the inside. Door to door for the lead. Oh, and Bly gets loose. Dirt tracks it out of turn 4. But hangs tough on the inside. Still side by side for the lead on the backstretch. Again, Bly loose. Now, a car spins in turn 4 and gets tagged. The number 10 of Wayne Corey comes around. Gets tagged by the 22 of Mike O'Connor. And several cars have to scatter to avoid the number 10, who will go back to the pits. Pace car peels off to the upper pit staging area, and we get set to go back to green flag racing. Green is out. Bly and Zelensky continue that battle for the lead down the backstretch in a race for second between Melvin and Aethier. Or actually the battle for third as Zelensky tucks it in behind Bly. Zelensky now tucks it in behind the leader. For the second spot, Melvin and Aethier dice it out for third. Now Zelensky will try the inside. Bly trying to hold him off. Zelensky sees the opening and tries the inside. Caution flag is out. A car in trouble up off the second turn. Nose to the wall, and trouble for Grant Aethier. In the number 7. Not only gets a flat right rear, but leaves the tire right on the racetrack down here on the front stretch. He'll hustle his way to the pits as quick as he can. He had a top 5 going in that number 7. Meanwhile, the 15 of Chris Wilk gets turned around over in the second turn and ends up nose to the wall. They get that tire changed on Grant Aethier's number 7, but he's going to have to come all the way from the back, as is Bobby Glass in the number 24. Set for the restart. Here they come. Green is out. And the race for the lead once again on the backstretch finds Bly and Zelensky still side by side as they race through that third and fourth turn. Zelensky tucks it in behind Bly again. And he'll wait for an opening and ride in second spot. Aberle runs third. Sparky McIver is fourth. As they race off the fourth turn. Jay Coulter runs in the fifth spot. Now Wayne Hellerwell Jr. on the move in the number 27. Makes a move down underneath the 29. Move him to 6th in that number 27. Bly continues to lead and protects the bottom of the racetrack as Zelensky looks to the inside. gets the nose under there but can't make the pass on the front stretch. Zielinski all over the back bumper of Bly, trying to get that lead back. Looks to the outside, tucks it back to the inside. He wants to go. And so does Aberle in the number 53. They're going to have to negotiate some lap traffic as they come to the cross flags. Next time by. Working their way through the lap traffic under the Roux machine. Zielinski, then Aberle for third. Wayne Helliwell Jr. has moved up to the fourth spot in the number 27. They're under the cross flags and halfway through this 30-lap feature. Trouble in turn number 4. Cars are scattering. Yellow is out. Visiting competitors as well as Lee USA Speedway regulars ready to come to the green. Here they come. Green is out. Side-by-side battle for the lead again. Bly on the inside, Zielinski on the outside. Down the backstretch, and now a race for second. Aberle and Wayne Helliwell Jr. in the number 27. Off the fourth turn they come. Zielinski by a nose at the stripe, and oh, big pile up on the front stretch. Several cars involved. Grant Athier's in there in the 7. Also the 64 of Robert Bodwell, the number 10 of Wayne Corey involved. 64 with all of the nose piece hanging off there. Side by side, and don't count out that second row either as they are coming to the front. Green flag. Look at that. Banging all the way down the front stretch into turn 1. Ricky Bly and Scott Zielinski. Wow, look at that battle for the lead. They are practically hooked together, bouncing off of each other again through the third and fourth turn. Here they come to the stripe. Zielinski's got the lead back, and Bly turns him. Bly turns him and puts him in the wall. Yellow flag is out. Caution is out. And we talked about how they were banging and slamming on the restart, and they got together again going into turn 1. And Zielinski gets turned around. And the 20 of Bly is going to be put to the rear as he really got into the right rear quarter panel of the number 84 and got him turned going into turn 1. They were banging off each other, coming down to the green flag, spent a whole lap bouncing off each other. And finally, the 20 dove down into the right rear quarter panel of the 84, turned him and slammed him up into the wall up in turn 1. And with both of those cars are on the lead lap, the 27 and the 7 that we were talking about, as they try to work their way back to the front with 17 complete of this 30-lap feature. And here they come. A new set of cars up front battling for the lead. Aberle and Sparky McIver. Here's Aberle down on the inside of the 53. Dan Eaton in the 77. And the number 19. Battling for it as well. Aberle to the point. Now Dan Eaton down on the inside in the 77 underneath McIver. McIver right there banging on the door, trying to hold on to that spot. Can't get it tucked down as the 19 is going underneath. Leaders start to pull away. Aberle in the 53. Eaton in the 77. Here's Eaton with the nose underneath. They race off the fourth turn. Almost a dead heat at the stripe. Eaton in the 77 has got the lead on the backstretch. Aberle tries to come back, gives him a tap, tries to loosen him up, but Aberle gets a little loose in that third and fourth turn, and Eaton's able to pull away by a couple of lengths. Eaton the leader. Aberly is second. The 19 that looks like a 17 is third. The 00 of Sparky McIver is fourth. And Steve Johnson in the number 11 is fifth. Here's Helliwell up on the outside in the number 27, trying to take that fifth spot away from Johnson. Car's loose off the fourth turn. Everybody gathers it back up. Here's Ather in trouble again in the number 7. And he may have another flat tire as he is stopped up off the second turn. And he miraculously gets going again as the caution comes out. And it appears that he may have to change another tire on that number 7. Set for the restart. Dan Eaton with plenty of company right on the back bumper. Here they come. Green is out. Eaton again by a couple of car lengths on the backstretch is back in the lead. Battle for the third spot. Sparky McIver and now Wayne Helliwell Jr. Helliwell Jr. in the 27. That's the race for fourth. 5 laps to go this time. Here's Helliwell underneath Jarrett. He's trying to hold off Helliwell. That is the battle for third. Jarrett in the 19 and Helliwell in the 27. That's the best race on the track right now for third. Down the backstretch. Helliwell on the inside, Jarrett on the outside. Helliwell's got the position. Eaton leads. Abilene for second. Helliwell is third. Sparky McIver trying to come back to reclaim the fourth spot with just 2 laps to go. 2 to go. Big lead for Dan Eaton. He'll see the white flag this time. And just a lap to go. Kevin Aberly runs in second. Wayne Helliwell is third. And Sparky McIver still digging for the fourth spot in the 00. Checkered flag this time. Dan Eaton wins it. Aberly for second. Wayne Helliwell third. Look at the battle for fourth. Pete Jarrett holds on for the fourth spot. Sparky McIver fifth in the 00. Those are your top 5 across the line. Well, an exciting sportsman main event of 30 laps. It had a little bit of everything and went all the way to the end where Dan Eaton picks up the win. Eaton out of Kingston, New Hampshire in the number 77. Kevin Aberly out of Wilmington, Massachusetts finishes second spot. Excellent 30-lap main event. There's Dan Eaton out of the car, and let's go trackside to Darrell.
Dan Eaton, before you get over there and get into your celebration, my good man, you load the car up down in Kingston, you come down to your home, Lee USA Speedway. You showed these guys from around the area what a regular can do, didn't you?
I don't know about that, but I'll tell you what, Al Chitcomb, Jeff Crocker, Mark Berry, all these guys at 25, Hobby Stocks, all these guys, the help I've had this year has been phenomenal. We weren't going the best all year. They kind of stuck with us. And I'll tell you what, Grant Acre, his crew, they all helped us. I mean, this is unbelievable. I'd like to thank Beacon Auto, Eaton and Eastman, Monroe Salvage, the fans at Lee. Thank you.
There you go, your winner, Lee USA Speedway regular, Dan Eaton.